Hello.
Hello again. Welcome to another issue of Angelic
Angelic
World.
World.
How are you today? She's Laura.
And this is Tom. We are so happy to be here with you. Thank you very much for joining us in this new program of Angelic World. We would like to say hi to all the people who are looking or watching this program for the first time. Also, for those who are watching us every Wednesday, every Monday, I mean. It's so happy. Well, we are so happy to have you here to join us, to share these moments with us. We are always going to share a lot of knowledge, a lot of important issues that are going to help us in order for us to uplift our lives. Well, who are the people who do not want to have this kind of uplifting in their lives, right, Tom? Everybody, no?
Most of the time, everybody, people who living la vida loca.
Living la vida loca. Exactly. So this is amazing to be here, and well, we are here transmitting in Mexico City, and our channel is Mundo Holístico TV. Thank you very much for joining Mundo Holístico, and also our Facebook fan page is Angelic World. You can also reach that one, and you will be able to listen to other programs that we have recorded for you. So welcome again. Thank you so much. And well, today, Tom, we're going to talk about the strategies, some strategies that we would like to give you in order for you to cope negative thoughts. Negative thoughts,
It's the greatest issue, the biggest challenge for all of us.
it is. And we would like also to tell you that we are going to have the help or the channeling of the archangels. What are the archangels, Tom? What are them? Why people are like looking for them? Or everybody, or we have like a tendency nowadays of people who are looking for angels, for archangels.
That is correct.
What is it the main thing here?
Yes, well, the main thing is to work with archangels means to work with inner light, inner spirit, in the higher consciousness. Archangels are beings that live in the highest consciousness.
Yes.
They do not have a physical body, but they have an energetic body, and they communicate with us by the thought, by
Exactly.
the mind. Okay?
Yes, they are light. So we are energy here inside ourselves. I mean, this is the body, but inside ourselves we have light, we have energy. So when we connect with these archangels or with the angels, what we do is we make a bond between our energy and which is here in the heart. Yes, and we connect it with these with the higher realms. So that's why it is very important to connect with the higher realms. Why? Because there is the most powerful energy that we can ever get. So if we are energy in the inside, where is it that we're going to go and get this energy? Well, we have to go up. And we also like to urge you to go to this higher or to the highest realms. That's why.
To put the theme for today in simple words, working with this angelic light, with this energetic light, according to the Vedas, which are the ancient Indian scriptures, there are three kinds of energies. One is no action.
The Vedas?
Yes, the Vedas.
The Vedas.
The Vedas or the Vedas.
The Vedas.
Yes, there are three kinds of energy that every one of us has inside. It is our decision to work with them or not work with them. So these three are very simple. So take notes. The first one is no action. I go through life don't caring, don't thinking, just having fun, just living la vida loca, just thinking that I am existing to have fun. The second kind of energy is the inercy. Every action I made unconscious or conscious had a consequence. Therefore, the lack of the energy is called the inercy. If my deeds are good, I have a good inercy, and this inercy pushes me to better situations. If my deeds, my acts are not good or are not correct, then the inercy pushes me towards doing more failures, more errors, more not good actions. And finally, the third and better action is the highest consciousness, and this means taking action all the time. Whatever I do, I am conscious, therefore I act according to my system of beliefs, my system of ethics, and my moral in order to do the correct way all the times, looking only to be in wellness towards me and towards others. And so this is resumed or synthesized in one phrase: do not do to others what you don't want them to do to you. This is the basic, the core of this talk today, according to strategies to cope with negative thoughts.
Exactly. And we are talking about this because the angelic world, let's say, is light. So it's high above. And negative thoughts are exactly on the opposite side. So we should avoid going to that area. That's why we are going to talk about this today. Why? Because we would like to share with you how is the way in which we can get away or get rid of negative thoughts, which are going to drown us to the lower areas of vibration. So these places are not the ones that we really want to be in contact with. So that's why we're going to talk about this today.
Yes, Laura in previous talks, she spoke about a very beautiful analogy that I love. Think about life as going to a building, and then if you want to go to the higher floors of the building, which are the best because they receive the sunlight, they are full with windy weather, you see the landscape, all that, you need to go to the first floor, the lobby, and then push the elevator button, and then go up to the penthouse where is the party. That's where. So it's an analogy of life. In order for us to go to a higher consciousness and a better state of mind, we go to the higher floors of the building.
Yes, negative thoughts are compared to this bowl of snow, let's say. So it begins as a very small, ball of snow, and then it will go up as it goes down the hill. So it will start getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the problem with negative thoughts. They begin in a little, let's say, level, and they start going up, and then when negative thoughts are a huge ball of snow, we cannot control them.
Yes, that's correct. Every action that we take makes a consequence, and this is the physics law of the force. Counterparted forces makes reactions. So every action, every force that we put in every situation in life brings a consequence, a reaction. So this is the way that we are looking to make simpler all the time we're living. Every action I make makes a consequence. If I am not patient enough with myself, with my friends, my family, my co-workers, then I pay the consequences. These consequences can be hazardous to the company I work with, to my family, to my children. So we need to be very attentive of every action in the thinking that we provide to the actions.
Yes, and that's a very good strategy, because that strategy is going to help us to avoid having this ball very huge or very big. So that's the first strategy, to be able to...
The first strategy, to be able to watch your thinking.
Exactly.
What are you thinking? I am being very judgmental about my wife, for example. I am criticizing too much of the time, most of the time, my children doing their labors, the
Yes.
diligences, or am I being not patient at my coworkers in the office? So what's your thinking? This is the first strategy.
It's very important to just to stop and let's say, what am I thinking? You know, and is this thought making me feel good, or is it really not a very good thought? Is this thought taking me down? I mean, when we feel like we are starting to feel angry or anxious or maybe sad, or with a lot of fear. So that would be like the ringtone for us to know that the thought that we are thinking about is not correct. So we have to be aware, and we can do this as a practice every day. We can set a time, for example, I don't know, 10 a.m. and just stop. We can set an alarm. Set an alarm and say, for example, okay, it's 10 o'clock. What am I thinking? How's my thinking? Is it good? Is it bad? And we can start analyzing the way in which we are producing our thoughts, let's say.
That is correct. And then once you start to look in your thoughts, to watch them, to be vigilant about your thinking, your thoughts, then the second strategy is ponder your thoughts. Ponder, that means put them in a balance. Is it correct to do it? Is not correct? Am I going to cause pain to someone else? Am I going to hurt my wife, my children?
Myself.
Ponder them. Am I going to
Myself.
hurt myself? And make it simple. Let's say, for example, tomorrow I have to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning to take the garbage out. But I don't see that tomorrow is going to be a nice weather, so maybe rainy tomorrow. So then I need to put the umbrella next to the door, and then think about projecting what your proper actions could be in order that your actions become smooth and flow, you know. So think every possibility. By thinking any possibility, you analyze, you deconstruct your thinking, and then you say, this is okay to do, this is not good, could be hazardous, or maybe I should put the boots in the morning in order not to sleep in the garage, because with the wet it's going to be sleepy, things like that. So ponder all the actions that you might take doing pre-action. Provision is the good word.
It's like to take advantage of the time you have and pre-check, get an advice, let's say, of what you might be doing in the maybe nearly future. It not have to be 1 month later. No. In the very early future, and see what you can do for that, no? In order for you to get rid of negative thoughts. So negative thoughts in this matter are going to help us or avoid having a good life, let's say, a good quality of life. If we have negative thoughts, our quality of life is going to go down, and we don't want that. We want to uplift our life, uplift our thinking. That's why we have to be aware of our thoughts.
Another strategy I will add here is be grateful. Be grateful of what you have, of what you are, and be grateful of having the time to consider all the possibilities of your thoughts. Your thinking is the primary action doer. So be grateful in the present moment of what you're thinking. Be grateful about your intelligence to cope with the situation, to have the time to consider all the proper ways to work with.
Yes, and for example, when we are having negative thoughts, imagine that it is as if we are captured in a box. The negative thoughts are all the walls, all these, let's say, the walls of the box, let's say, they are going to keep us, let's say, in this cage. So when we are in this cage, it's terrible. We are going to feel trapped. We're going to feel maybe hurt. I don't know. We can start feeling bad, sad, angry, anxious, with a lot of fear. So let's avoid going into that cage. Let's avoid going into that jail, let's say, because our own thoughts can be our own jail. We have to be very careful.
That's correct. Another strategy that is be aware of your actions all the time. And then, therefore, if you are grateful, then consider the possibility of gratitude at all times. And the next strategy is to take the proper actions. Ponder all your thinking, ponder all your possibilities, and then put in the balance of justice, what is correct, what is not correct, and then decide the better and proper action to go for. And this pondering avoids you to engage, avoid the engagement of nurturing the negative thoughts. Do not nurture the negative thoughts. We do not like to feed the thinking that we are having right now, because it could be destructive to yourself, to your self-esteem, and then you could become sad or depressive. So do not feed your thoughts. Try to watch them silently. Try to put them in the balance. What is the better solution? What is that I can do to solve this problem, this situation? Ponder it, and then be grateful that you're having the time to recognize the truth within yourself. And then the next strategy, try to break the routine of going deeper in the negative thoughts. Begin to take a walk, go to the mall, go to purchase ice cream, find a dessert at home, distract yourself with a different activity that makes you break or dismember the thinking or the engagement in the constant thinking of the negative possibilities. Distract yourself.
Yes.
With uplifting. If you distract yourself going to see the news, which are not so good sometimes, then what can I say? You know that procedure. You go to the spiral downwards, so it's going to make you worse. So try to make an activity, go outside to see some trees, some nature, go take a walk, go talk to your children, play with them, go to see your pets and feed them or caress them. It's a very good nurturing practice to take your pet and hold it and talk to them. And these distractors change the point of focus of your mind into some loving actions.
Yes, if we want to make a decision, if we have an important decision to make, we don't need negative thoughts. If we have to, I don't know, go to a place where we have to maybe give a talk, you have to avoid negative thoughts. If you want to make a negotiation and maybe you want to, I don't know, sign a contract. I mean, in these important matters, you really have to pay attention of your thoughts. We urge you to put them away, leave them aside. If you see that this negative thought is arising in a moment, in a specific moment, you have to stop that negative thought, and you have to just get outside or step a little bit to the back. The other day we were talking about looking at the flow of a river. If you are, for example, at the edge of this river, maybe you would see these images, these negative images. You can maybe watch them flowing on the river. And it's okay. You watch that negative thought, but you are not there. You are not criticizing the thought. You are not judging the thought. You are just watching the thought from a little bit away from the thought itself, and then you will be able to see that this thought is flowing, but you are not part of the thought. You are just watching the thought, and so it is very, very important to avoid judgment. If we avoid judgment, then we are going to set a wall between the thought and ourselves. So if we involve ourselves in the thought, if we involve ourselves by judging it, by criticizing, by giving our point of view about the thought, then we are going to start feeling very bad. And then the negative thoughts are going to start, growing up. We don't want them. We want them little, to stay in a little or small level. So we have to do this. We have to just watch them, put ourselves a little bit backwards, and that's all. Just watch them and don't involve with them. Do not criticize them, do not judge them, just watch them, and then they will go, and then you can replace them with a positive one. What is it that you want in your life? What is it that you want in your situation or in this problem? What is it that you want to be solved? What is it that you want to see a solution? No? So it is so important that we as human beings learn to manage and control our mind. We cannot leave it just like that, because it will just start doing whatever the mind wants to do. And that's why we have the free will. We have to make decisions, and we have to control the mind so that it won't just go like that. And in that going in this crazy way, it will be dragging us with it.
Mm-hmm. There is an analogy of many ancient philosophies that they consider the mind like a monkey. A monkey hunger for the sweetness of a mango in a tree, and then it climbs the tree, takes the mango, bites it, and then he sees another mango, and then drops this one and goes to another mango, and then takes this, and then again another one, another one, another one. Yes. And this is the nature of the mind, like a monkey behind and after, going for the mangoes all the time. The mangoes are the thoughts. So try to moderate yourself, self-control, so in order to become more conscious. And then rephrasing it. The first strategy is watch your thoughts. The second strategy is ponder the thoughts you're having. The third strategy is to make a release or witness these thoughts, and then providing any activity that breaks the thoughts, that breaks the constant construction of the thinking. This can be going outside for a walk, or going to make some sport, or gathering with the family, having a chat, or talking, or being playful with your children, etc. And then the fourth strategy is?
Yes, another strategy would be, for example, if we just set aside of the problem and then look for help within ourselves. We can look for the light. We can look for God. We can look for the archangels. Archangels are so important. For example, we have Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael has this beautiful virtue of going and helping us within ourselves with his light. He is very brave. So braveness is one of the virtues that he teaches us, or he shows us. So we can align our inner world with this braveness. with this courage. We have to be, we have to feel that we have this protection. And how can we do that? We can imagine, for example, a light, the light of Archangel Michael, which is very blue. We can feel maybe the heat of the light here at the top of our head. We can feel that light, we can see it, we can use our imagination, our vision, inner vision, to feel, to see this light that is covering us and that is helping us to feel brave, to feel that we have a lot of courage. So that's why it is so important that we can rely on the archangels. Archangels are the light in a different perspectives. Let's say each light or each archangel has a different way of uplifting our inner self. So that's why we need to have a good contact with the archangels, a good contact with God, a good contact with the light itself. The light is pure, the light is white, the light is so powerful, and that is the kind of light that we need when we are willing to go against the negative thoughts, because at the end thoughts, positive and negative, are light. They are energy. Of course the positive thoughts are they have a lot of light, and the negative thoughts, they have very little light. That they are dark, they are obscure, and we don't want them to be dealing here in our inner self and making everything god rotten.
That's correct. Another strategy that you can put on is make affirmations. Every time you have a improper thought, let's say, for example, oh gee, tomorrow I will sign this contract, and it maybe do not work properly for all the associates and myself. Oh gee, should I do? Then change immediately that, okay, tomorrow I will sign this contract and make a great business with my associates, and we are going to be in a better position to make further business in the future. With each step that you take doing affirmations, try to build constructive ones against the negative thoughts. This is an exercise that takes time. So every affirmation, you need to start to build the phrases. For example, oh, tomorrow I'm going to meet this person and I don't know nothing about him and I don't know what to expect. Maybe I should stay home. But change that immediately. Tomorrow I will see this person because I am very valuable. I love myself and I think I can be of help to this person. This person will help me. So we can start a new friendship and try it. I mean, there is nothing to lose. The only thing you will lose is the fear to going forward. So think always in every action that you make, going forward, going advancing, not retrocessing or deploy it. Try to go always forward in every situation, in every action. Try to look forward.
Yes, and you can, for example, write down what he's saying about this is maybe what we can add, let's say, to what he's saying is you can write down the negative thought that you are dealing with. No, I feel terrible. I feel that this is not going to work. I'm afraid. I am sad about this, and you start like making a list. And you write down all the negative thoughts that are there right now in a specific situation, or maybe it's just a negative thought about life. No, a lot of people have depression, for example, because they don't have a goal there, and they don't know where they are going. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they are happy. No, so it is little by little. We have to start by writing down. What is it that we are, let's say, making here in our mind, and then we can analyze them, and then we can, as he said, we can write the contrary or the positive thought, the constructive thought that is going to help us avoid this negative thought that is killing us. and you will see, and maybe the list is going to be very, very big, but then after analyzing it and watching it and looking at all the different angles of each problem or of each negative thought, then you will be able to develop new ways, new thinking, new thoughts. And that's what we need. We need something that is fresh, that is going to help us renovate our inner thoughts. Of course, remember that the thought has a strong energy, and the thought is going to expand, and it will go outside. So if the thought has such energy, we really shouldn't consider to have negative thoughts. It would be very interesting, right, Tom, if we could have, for example, like sunglasses that could see how the energy works. It would be very interesting.
Yes, in fact, they exist. This is called Kirlian vision, Kirlian photography. They make pictures of the aura, and this is the way you see the energy.
Yes, but for example, if we have that, but also we have some sunglasses that can see how the negative thoughts are acting on the world and acting in our inner world, that would be very interesting. I would love to have those kind of glasses, because in that way we would be able to see, what is the power of the thought that we are sending to the universe. So every thought that we are sending to the universe, it will have an effect in the outside world, and of course it will come back, but because remember that life is like a boomerang, no? So you send like the boomerang to the outside world, and then it will go back. So we have to be very careful. No, what is it that you want to share with the rest of the world? Do you want to give negative thoughts, or would we like to have positive thoughts? No, it's better to give this energy to the world, but positive one, a positive thought, not a negative one that will destroy something at the end.
Yes. So Laura tells all these important tips and words that bring me to the matter of connect to creativity all the time. Yes. She says write down. You can write down whatever your feelings are. You can make a list of the pondering of ideas. This is good because of this. This is not good because of that. And then you make a balance. Try to make doodles, drawing. It's very creative. Try to go outside for a walk. The fresh air brings you a different perspective. Try to gather among your loved ones, because this is very important. And this is another strategy. Surround yourself with positive people. The love for your children is very nurturing. The love from your partner is nurturing. Your associates have very special qualities, and this is the reason you are associated to them. So gather with them. You can share your inner, let's say, your how you say, well, you can share your thinking, you can share your ideas, and you can then make a whole new way of thinking. And then this should be always constructive and creative. Have fun. I mean, have fun trying to solve the drama of life, because it is not easy for anyone. You are not the only one. We are all gathered together in constant pain, suffering, difficulties. Life is full of that, and this is the challenge. And so in order to cope with this, we need to find strategies, and these strategies are the ones that we're telling to you. So last strategy: surround yourself with positive people. Okay, and then
yes, and for example, in this case, pointing out what he's saying, we have to be very communicative. I mean, we have to have a good communication with our partner, with our friends, with the people whom we are living with. It's so important, because you can just reach him or reach her and tell him or tell her, I feel like this. I have this thought in my mind of this and thing and this situation. I really don't want to have this thought, but it comes to my mind. What do you suggest to me? what do you yes, what do you advise in this situation? No? Why? Because I'm not feeling good. I feel uncomfortable, and well, maybe you can tell them, no, I feel that I'm going crazy, no, because I am keeping this as a secret, no. Well, why don't we share that with our partner, with our good friend, with our son, with our daughter, with our father, with our mother? We can get this information. It's like a feedback that is going to help us to maybe solve that negative thought or find a new way to have this thought in our mind. It's like being an architect. We have to construct positive thinking. So sometimes we don't have all the tools, and it's okay, it's fine. We don't have to know everything, no. But we can. That's why we need sometimes to share our situation, conflicts, problems, or a negative thought that we especially have in our mind. We can share that with them, and our family, our friends, or our partner, they are going to help us, and maybe they will give us their advice and tell us, okay, you can do this. I have done this. I experienced that same situation as the one that you're experiencing right now. I am going to tell you what I did, no? And then we can have this feedback. So it's important sometimes to let them know that we are not feeling okay, or that we have this thought that is not good in our mind, and that is giving us a hard time.
That's correct. Laura is mentioning something very important. Whenever we do not think, or we think that we don't have the resources available to work with our thoughts, the most simple is have your breath. So breathe in, breathe out, take a walk, and ponder your thoughts. What I'm thinking, what I'm doing this, why, how, when, with whom. Make all these questions inside you doing a simple walk. And this is very refreshing, because you are looking in an environment, you are looking in the streets, you're looking maybe the nature, and this will give you perspective, expansion. The space, the open space gives you expansion, and then towards with your inner breath and exhalation, inhalation, and then you become harmonious with the environment. This will give you some answers. This is very important. Those are the simplest ways to do. Take a walk. I mean,
yes, and also, for example, if you see that there are some people who are not really giving you the correct emotions, maybe sometimes we just get some people around us, and we start like having friends with them or a friendship with them, and suddenly we can see that they are not really people that are very positive. They are negative. So if they are negative, if they are always talking about terrible problems, or they are talking about government, or they are talking about the pandemic situation, and that everybody's going to die, then our suggestion is to avoid those kind of people. Why? Because they are dragging us down, and we really don't want us to be taken by that kind of perspectives, let's say, no. So we have to be very strong, no. I, for example, the other day I have this chat with some co-workers. We worked together in a specific company in the past, and we have this chat together. But now this chat is politics, only politics. In the past, it was very fun, because they are funny people. So sometimes they just start with these memes and these jokes, no, about this and that, and we had fun. But right now, they are having a lot of issues about politics. So they are always giving this information in the chat. So I very in a very polite way, I told them, I'm going to be out just as soon as these elections finish. I am going to go back, no, but right now I'm going to stop and we can do that. I mean, it's honest, and it's and we have to be transparent. No, we really, if something is really bothering us, or if something is really not letting us feel okay, then we can say stop. No, we can stop the relationship, or we can just stop the moment of sharing with them. And in that way we would be able to look for other things, no, and think about other things. We don't have to waste our time, let's say, paying attention to those kind of things that are not really helping us, no, in a certain way.
That's correct. So, lovely people, rephrasing. First strategy, mind watch your thoughts. Second strategy, ponder your thoughts, put them in a balance. The balance of your own reason and judgment. Be grateful of where you are, what you have, and what you are at this present moment. And then being grateful attracts the possibility of solving problems. Break the fourth strategy, break the pattern, break the negative thought by doing a different action. Do a walk, take a swim, go to the mall, buy ice cream, gather with people you love, hug your pets, do anything that breaks the pattern. The fifth strategy, do not nurture the negative thoughts. Do not give fire to the fire in order to make a volcano. Do not feed the thoughts by doing actions that rebound them, or to provoke, or to explode, or whatever. Avoid those. And then make affirmations. Make affirmations of wellness, of good being, of goodwill, of good deeds. And then be among positive environment, positive people, positive places, positive music, positive books, positive news. Okay?
Positive actions.
Positive actions. Then another, remember to practice. We are not perfect. We are willing to go to the higher realms of consciousness. Do not punish yourself. Do not criticize yourself. Do not be too judgmental within you. Give your chance to yourself. Give yourself peace, give yourself love, self-esteem, feed the self-esteem.
And here what he's saying about this is, if we are not perfect, yes, but we can learn. We can learn from our errors, or we can learn from other errors, from others' errors. I mean, we are in this is the planet Earth, and we are here to learn about everybody, and of course about ourselves, but we're here to learn. So yes, don't be so criticized and hard on yourselves. It's okay. I mean, we commit sometimes errors, and we have to learn with them. No, that's why we have them. Let's say, no. So okay, this happened. Oh, I didn't do this in the correct way. Okay, next time, what is it that I'm going to do? What is it that I am learning from that experience? What is it that I can improve? What kind of reaction I had, and what kind of a new reaction I can just set in my life path. So it is very important that we see that we can learn from the past. We learn from the past, we leave it back. We are not going to take the past here inside ourselves. We just let go of the past. We learn from it. Remember, we learn from it. It's an experience, or those are experiences that we learned in the past, and then we have to continue. We cannot carry those bags full of guiltiness, or these kind of emotions that are not going to help us. So we are always going to be in a better place in our inner world if we are really looking for these virtues in ourselves, that we forget, that we continue, that we just keep on walking and learn from our past experiences.
That's correct. And the final strategy, which should sustain all that we talk about, do not complain, because complaining doesn't take you anywhere. So try to be propositive, try to be proactive, try to find solutions. Complaining doesn't take you any place, anywhere. So try to avoid complaining. Watch it. Very, very important. We all should all the times watch. Do not complain. If I complain, I make things worse. So these are the good strategies.
Yes.
So you can feel nurturous thoughts and sustain positive ways to solve problems and challenges in life, and put all the drama in the balance.
Yes, and remember that at the end, thoughts can be just like that. I mean, you can take maybe 5 seconds with a thought and then it can go away. But if you decide to keep it in your mind for 1 hour, 2 hours, 2
Some
months,
some years.
and years, well, that's really going to be very hard on you. Why? Because you are giving your time to that specific thought. So we have to take care of our time, how much time we are investing in a thought. If it is a negative thought, why don't we invest only seconds? Learn from that thought, look for the positive way, and look for answers, look for solutions, look for new things, so that we can grow. Instead of giving a lot of time to that thought that is going to leave us behind. We're not going to be able to run or to continue walking in a normal pace. We are going to stay back, and that is what we really don't want. So that's why we have to be very attentive. As Tom said, we have to pay attention to our thoughts. What kind of thoughts I have in my mind? Are they positive? Are they negative? And what are then the next steps that I can use in order for me to change that thought? So remember that we can change the thoughts anytime.
That's correct.
That's a beautiful thing that we have. So you have the power. We have the power. Everybody in the world, we have the power to control our mind. So remember to try to control those thoughts when they are little, when they start, it's like a sparkle, no? It's a sparkle that just starts burning, and then it will go and start burning everything. So that's why we have to be very attentive of the small sparkles. No? Oh, there's a sparkles, and just put water, change the thought, and keep on going.
That's correct. And then, therefore, in order to become more angelic in this angelic work program, we suggest that we do not pretend to be angels or archangels.
Yeah.
We pursue to be one with God. And this is very high way of thinking, because we pursue to be in wellness. We pursue to be in love all the time. We pursue to be in equality, in fraternity, in friendship, and the good thinking, the good deeds, and the good actions of wellness.
Yes, and the good things, good actions, and good thinking and good emotions are going to help us to sustain ourselves in the light. If we are in the light, then our life is going to be better. We're going to get money, we're going to get a job, we're going to get a partner, or maybe a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. Yes, and also health. So that's why it's so important that we have to take care of our thoughts. Why? Because thoughts are form, let's say, this triangle, form of thoughts, deeds, and emotions. So thoughts have to be positive. Remember that, so that everybody can start feeling better. You will feel better, everybody's going to feel better if we all start practicing paying attention to our thoughts and changing into positive ones. It's more light for our inner beings.
That's correct. And you said a beautiful word. Sustain yourself. Sustain your mind, sustain your body, sustain your spirit, and there you will be harmonious and peaceful in light.
Yes. Okay, we are running out of time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks to you, Laura. Thanks to you all.
Yes, we're so happy to be here with you, and thank you very much for watching us. Maybe you can re-listen or rewatch this program again. It's important to take notes. Maybe you can also just share this program with your friends, with your family. It's important to talk about this. And in Angelic World, what we do is we take a specific topic and we try to go very deep into it. That's why we're going to be talking about other topics that are going to help us to uplift our lives. That's the main purpose of this program of Angelic World. Thank you to our producer today, which is Michelle. Thank you to Mundo Angelical, and thank you also to Mundo Holístico TV for this beautiful platform that can give us the opportunity to connect with you. Thank you so much, and well, we'll see you.
We'll see you next Wednesday, same hour.
Next time.
Sorry,
next Monday.
Next Monday, same hour.
Same time.
Give us a like, send us a comment, send us emails, whatever you need. We can provide to you a very good topic next time.
Yes, it's Facebook, Angelic World. It is written together, and you can send us a message every time you want. Okay.
Take care.
Yes, thank you so much.
Love
Bye.
to you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.